Welcome, everyone, to our special series, focusing on what it means to be an alt-link here at Alter.
That's right. Alter, our marketing and advertising agency.
And we're always aiming for that vision to be recognized as the home of limitless creativity.
Absolutely.
Today, we're going to, well, dive deep into one of our core values, teamwork.
A big one.
And specifically, we're unpacking this tenet.
Mm.
I step in to offer support when others need help, and I trust that they will do the same for me.
Yeah, that's a really crucial part of how we operate.
So let's break that down. What does that actually mean for us, day to day as alt-links?
Well, it's definitely more than just working alongside people on the same project list.
Right,
It's
yeah.
really fundamental. It's this belief in mutual support, shared success.
Okay.
An alt-link, that's what we call everyone on the team, right? They get that our connection, how we work together, that's what really fuels that limitless creativity we're striving for.
So it's not just about clocking in, doing your bit in a silo, and heading home.
No, not at all. It's much more active. It's about looking out for your colleagues, seeing where you can lend a hand.
And importantly, trusting that they'll do the same for you when you need it.
Exactly. That trust piece is key.
So how does this actually, manifest? What are some ways we see this teamwork value in action across Alter?
Oh, great question. Let's take the design team, for example.
Yeah.
It's pretty common to see designers maybe offering a fresh eye on something if a colleague's stuck,
Yeah.
or stepping in to help finish off some assets if a deadline is looming really tight.
Ah, right.
We actually had this instance not long ago where two designers, they have quite different styles, right?
Mm-hmm.
They ended up collaborating on this key visual for a campaign under serious pressure, and the result, it was amazing, really innovative.
Wow.
Probably something neither of them would have come up with alone. It just showed how blending those skills, can spark something totally new.
That's a brilliant example that really nails that our work idea, not
Mhm.
just my work. What about, say, the copy team? How does teamwork show up for our writers?
Well, with copy, you see it a lot in brainstorming.
Makes sense.
And reviews, writers will often bounce ideas off each other, look over each other's drafts.
Like a built-in support system.
Precisely, to maybe break through a writer's block or just refine the messaging, get it sharper. Having that second pair of eyes, someone you trust, it's invaluable.
Yeah, I can imagine, especially with a tough brief.
Definitely. It's knowing you've got a colleague who can help elevate what you're doing.
Okay, and moving to another fast-paced area. Video? How does it work there?
Video, yeah. Lots of teamwork there, often kind of behind the scenes.
Oh, wow.
Well, editors might pool their knowledge to figure out a tricky software issue. Maybe one person knows a workaround.
Ah, sharing those technical tips.
Right, or sharing shortcuts, efficient ways of working, especially when deadlines are really demanding.
So it helps manage the pressure.
Absolutely. That willingness to just jump in, help a teammate figure out a technical glitch, it ensures we keep delivering top-notch work without, everyone getting overly stressed.
That's great. So those are some key creative and production teams. What about a team that's maybe more data-driven, like performance?
Good point. Even in performance where there's a lot of individual analysis, teamwork is still vital.
Really? How?
Well, team members often review each other's campaign setups.
Ah, like a quality check.
Kind of, yeah. Offering suggestions, maybe catching something that was overlooked, just another set of eyes.
Lark.
And, if someone's out of office, maybe sick or on vacation,
Yeah.
colleagues step right in, they monitor the campaigns, make sure everything's running smoothly.
So there's continuity for the client.
Exactly. It's that collective ownership, that shared responsibility for the client's success.
And I guess for client success, that collaboration must be front and center.
Oh, absolutely. For
Can
client
be.
success, it's all about presenting that unified front, sharing client updates internally, prepping for big meetings together, making sure the client gets consistent support no matter who they talk to.
It builds trust, I imagine.
Definitely, both internally and crucially with the client. That unified approach is key.
Oh, that covers a lot of the client-facing work.
Mhm.
What about our internal teams, like HR?
Yep. Teamwork is just as important there. HR teamwork is critical for fostering that supportive culture within Alter.
How'd that look?
You'll see them working together on, say, new employee initiatives or co-hosting training sessions.
Yeah.
And also supporting each other when dealing with difficult or sensitive employee situations. It's about making sure every alt-link feels heard and supported.
That makes sense. And sales. Sometimes people think of sales as more individual.
Yeah, there can be individual targets, sure, but a strong team dynamic is still essential in sales.
How so?
Sharing insights from client calls, for instance. What's working? What objections are coming up?
Learning from each other.
Exactly, and collaborating on pitch strategies, maybe pooling knowledge about a particular industry before a big meeting,
Right.
learning from wins and losses as a team, it all contributes to everyone getting better and ultimately alter winning more business.
Okay, great. And finally, what about accounts and then operations and leadership? How do they fit into this teamwork picture?
Well, in accounts, you definitely see teamwork. Experienced folks mentoring newer team members, for
They're
example.
passing on knowledge.
Yeah. And collaborative reviews of reports, making sure everything is accurate, plus stepping up to support each other during really busy times like audits or end of quarter pushes.
Got it. And operations and leadership.
Their role is often about enabling teamwork across the board.
How do you mean?
They focus on removing obstacles, making sure teams have the tools and resources they need.
Sort of clearing the path.
Exactly.
Wow.
Their collaboration is about creating the right environment, the foundation, so that all the other teams can work together effectively and thrive.
Wow, okay. So listening to all this, it's really clear that this isn't just like a slogan on a poster.
Not at all.
It's properly baked into how things get done across the entire agency. It sounds like the real heart of this tenet, I step in, is showing up for each other.
That's a great way to put it. Showing up, recognizing that even, small things can make a big difference.
Like what?
Oh, just offering to grab someone a coffee if they're snowed under, or lending a quick ear if someone needs to vent for 5 minutes. Little acts of kindness.
Right, not always huge heroic efforts.
No. But also, yes, sometimes it is stepping in with significant support on a project, maybe slightly outside your usual remit because you see the need and know your input can help.
So it's both the small stuff and the big stuff.
Absolutely. It's that proactive willingness, seeing a need and thinking, how can I help here?
And what's the payoff? What's the ultimate benefit of having this teamwork so deeply embedded?
Well, there are a few big ones. First, we just work better. We produce higher quality work, often faster.
Makes sense. More
Right.
efficient.
Yeah. But beyond that, it creates a much more positive, inclusive environment. People feel valued. They feel like they belong.
That psychological safety element.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's so important. When you cultivate that shared responsibility, you build this incredible level of trust.
And trust leads to.
Well, think about it. If you truly know that your team has your back,
Yeah.
you're much more willing to take a creative risk, right? To try something new, something maybe a bit unconventional.
Ah, I see. Because you're not afraid of feeling alone.
Precisely. That security, that feeling of support, it's actually a key ingredient for hitting that goal of limitless creativity. It unlocks potential.
That's a really powerful connection. So for you listening right now, thinking about your own role in this, what's maybe one simple thing you can start doing or thinking about?
A great starting point, honestly, is just tuning in a bit more. Maybe asking yourself, what support might my colleagues need right now?
Developing that empathy?
Yeah. Or even simpler, just asking directly, hey, can I help with that when you see someone looking stressed or up against a deadline?
It's a small question, but sounds like it has a big impact here.
It really can. And don't forget the other side of the coin, too.
Which is?
Asking for help yourself. Part of trusting they'll support you is actually letting them know when you need it. So maybe ask, have I told my team what I need?
Right. It's reciprocal, giving and receiving support.
Exactly. It has to flow both ways for that trust to be truly solid.
So if we were to boil this specific tenet down to its absolute essence at Alter.
It really boils down to this. We are genuinely all in this together. Our individual wins are great, but they're so much better, so much more impactful when they come through collective effort and support.
So we don't just work together.
We win together. We lift each other up to hit those shared goals.
Fantastic. Well, we really hope this deep dive into what stepping in truly means has given you some valuable insight.
Yeah, hopefully some clear examples of how this value isn't just talk, but action, right here at Alter.
Maybe take a moment after this to consider how you, personally, can actively look for those opportunities to offer support.
And how you can keep building that foundation of trust and mutual assistance with your fellow Altlinks every day.
Because this principle, this idea of proactive support and trusting you'll receive it back, it's not just nice to have.
No, it's absolutely fundamental. It's a cornerstone for achieving that vision of limitless creativity.
So we really encourage you to reflect on the stories and examples we talked about.
And maybe identify one small way, even today or tomorrow, that you can strengthen our culture of teamwork. Remember, every single offer of help counts.
Brilliant. Join us next time, as we'll be delving into another one of Alter's core values.
Exploring how each piece fits together to make this such a unique and hopefully inspiring place to work.